I'm a liar, but I want to explain and I want to complain about a couple of things. But first, I just recently had a baby. I'm just over a week postpartum. I know everybody wants to see my stomach because I think, like, secretly, and this is kind of sad, but like girls wish that, like, or women, I should say. Well, no, they're not women. Girls, like, secretly hope that, like, when another woman gets pregnant, she's gonna get like super fat. I only gained 1 pound with this pregnancy. I lost 28 and then I gained back 1. So I ended up losing 27, gaining 1. However, I've had 3 babies back to back in like 2.5 years. Yeah, little Anthony's 2.5. So, but I've been pregnant for like over 3 years. But they always want to see the belly. Here's my belly. I got my diaper on still. This is my belly, 7 days out. I did have a donut for breakfast, so I wouldn't say that it's all baby. I haven't technically had my fast food yet, but I have had pizza a couple times. What I'm going to do is just give my body a chance. Like, once my bleeding stops, then I'm gonna like start getting my act together. I always breathe like this. I try to talk slower, but I don't think it's gonna help because I talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and then I take a deep breath, and then I continue talking. So I'm okay, okay? Like, literally, I'm okay. But I lied to you guys. And here's why I lied. I lied to you guys about whether or not my children knew the gender of my baby. First, I think it's important, though, to tell you why I did not share the gender of my baby. I did not share the gender of my baby, which is a boy, because there's like whole websites out there that are dedicated to like hoping that my baby died. Literally, people were making like profiles like F Abby's dead baby, Abby's baby's gonna die, Abby's baby has Down syndrome, like all these different versions, and also like hoping that I died in the process of giving birth. So I felt like maybe this is something that we want to keep for ourselves, what the gender of the baby is, but also so for the people that are out there literally like doing their little wicked dances around like pots of Mountain Dew, they would have to be like, you know, trying to put curses and hexes and all that shit on my baby. They would have to do it on a gender unknown. Okay, I believe in Jesus, but I was just like, let's just keep this private. Here's how I lied to you guys, though. I was on a live one day, and Penelope revealed that it was a boy on accident. And so then I had to recover by saying that that's what she was hoping for and that she wasn't actually there, but she was there at the gender reveal. So she knew. Obviously, little Anthony and Daphne have no concept of gender right now. They're learning. They're not picking their own. They're boys and girls. But they have no concept. So they were obviously there, but they had no idea what we were there for. We filmed our gender reveal with the intent to like hold it until the baby was actually here and born. So I did lie to you guys. I also lied to a lot of people who like I saw in public that would be like, oh my gosh, like, or two lies I told actually. They would say like, oh my gosh, when are you due? I said any day now from the time I was like just pregnant. Any day now. Like if someone found out I was pregnant, so when are you due? Any day now. Any day now. Any day now. When my stomach got really big, I would be like, today. Because what does it matter? Like, I'm never going to see you again, and it really doesn't matter. But to be like, oh, we're not sharing our, and go into like this whole long thing, and then them look at me weird. So I was just like, any day now. It really could be any day now. You never know. But then I also lied to people who would say, oh, do you know what you're having? And I would say, so this is, I guess it's 3 lies. I lied about Penelope knowing what the gender was. I lied to multiple people about when my due date was. And then the 3rd lie was people would ask me, like in public, not people on the internet, people in public would just, and not that they were ill meaning or whatever, but they would just say like, oh, do you know what you're having? But I don't know, because we see, I don't know, for some reason, I want y'all to know this. I do not think that I'm famous, but people, I don't know why, consider people that are on TikTok to be this like TikTok famous thing. I don't consider us that. But when we go out, people do recognize us. Like 90% of the time. And if they don't come up to us, there's people like taking pictures. I don't know why. I do not think we're anything special. Like, we're literally just like regular people who pay our bills. I won't say like everyone else, because not everyone does, but like you should. Okay. That's just it. But I also don't know who is like, are you about to get on the internet and be like, I saw Abby today at, you know, Kroger and she said it was a this or it was a that. So I just didn't know. So just out of an abundance of caution, I just said, oh, they would say, do you know what you're having? And I'd say, oh, it's going to be a surprise. So was it going to be a surprise? It was going to be a surprise for people that we didn't know, but it wasn't going to necessarily be a surprise for us. Also, and in addition to all the other things that I'm saying, my 9-year-old Huxley did not know the gender of the baby, and we did not tell him the name of the baby, obviously, because he lives in 2 homes, and in a home that I feel is not necessarily safe for my information, because it's the opinion of other people that have told me that, like, on this hate website, he participates in it heavily. So, you know, had Huxley known that information, it would have been information that would have most likely been extracted from him and then shared and posted somewhere. So that was just why we did not. But then we also, because this was the first time that we decided to do this, I was like, hey, how can this is the last baby. I wanted to try to find a way to incorporate Huxley in it. It was obviously very difficult when we filmed our pregnancy announcement, all of our pregnancy announcements, and the gender reveal, to do it with Huxley, because at the time that both of those things were filmed, Huxley was not allowed to come to the state of Virginia where I live. So being able to find someone, like, even when we're usually able to do like Mother's Day pictures with him, that was something that I could schedule like on Mother's Day and do. But for everything else, it wasn't possible to use the person that I like to use for it, that knows my family, that works well with our family and all of that. So I was like, how can I incorporate him in this? I don't feel like any of my children are owed that. People are like, oh my God, I feel so sorry for Huxley. Like, he didn't get to be in the gender reveal. It's not Huxley's baby. None of my kids have to be in the gender reveal. And like, if you feel bad that Huxley wasn't there, you should also feel bad for Daphne, because she wasn't there for little Anthony's, because she was still in my stomach. Like, I don't do that whole like, oh, you've been left out thing. I think that's a breeded culture, typically from parents that have they grew up and they were like left out of something, and they didn't have a parent to help them like understand and regulate those emotions, and that the fact that they're not going to necessarily be able to be included in everything. So we don't subscribe to that. If you have a child that lives in 2 households, like, you're going to get to do things at one household that you might not get to do at other households, but like, life has to continue and go on. I think about it the same way you would deal with someone who's like off to college. You know, you can't make the little kids that are at home sit and wait for this person to come home from college who's living their best life at college. Like, oh, you can't do anything until they're home for summer break. Like, that's not fair to them. So we don't do that. But I try to incorporate him in as many things as I can. So one of the things that he'll be doing is the name reveal, which he's really excited about. So he's going to get to do that. And so it just pisses me off when people like are trying to take things from us that are like, why are you doing this? Like, I literally share so much with you guys. I've shared all my ratchetivities. I've shared everything that I've done, all of my missteps, you know. But if you think I deserve to die because I didn't tell you my due date or the gender of my baby, and I haven't yet revealed the baby's name, then really that's on you. There's nothing that I can do to help you with that mental illness, because I'm not a mental health professional. But I do suggest that you seek mental help, like, as soon as possible, because it's really not that serious. Like, what my baby has between their legs, you guys made it a way bigger deal than it was. I appreciate that. But I didn't do that. Me just withholding information. Like, who do you think you are? Well, obviously someone, because you're really obsessed about it. I understand being curious, but some people were like, when are you going to tell us? This isn't fair. I'm like, I don't even know you. I don't even know you. Like, you know me, but I don't even know you. Nobody that truly supports us would ever do that. Because you guys know how I am. Like, I'll cut you off quick. Because now you got to go make a fake account with a fake email address and remember your birth date and all that stuff to be able to log in to find out what the gender of my baby is. Which you've already said is a boy, but to find out what his name is. So, you know, unfortunately, I've had people in my family try to ruin and spoil that for me. And the other thing it did was just reveal to me, like, who they are, especially after I helped bail you out of jail. And I'm just like, all right, you have that. If the only way you can get attention is by talking about me, then go for it. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I won't be helping you again, but I don't really care at this point. So you guys enjoy, but hopefully later today I'll be posting, maybe later today or tomorrow, I'll post the video of Huxley announcing the baby's name, and he's very, very excited about it. So I hope that you guys show up in those comments and give him some support.